Good afternoon, Judge Green.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank you on behalf of the Knoxville Bar Association for agreeing to an interview about your candidacy for the Circuit Court Judge Division 3. And I'm going to be asking you some questions today on behalf of the Knoxville Bar Association Judicial Committee about your campaign and your thoughts about that. So, Judge Green, you have been on the bench, as I understand it, since 2014. Is that correct?
That's correct. I was first elected in 2014.
And prior to that, you were in private practice here in Knoxville with a law firm here.
Actually, with a couple of firms. I was in practice from 2009 through 2014 with one firm, and prior to that, from 2003 through 2009 with another firm, both of which were in Knox County. And I think everybody knows prior to that, I was an assistant district attorney in a couple of different jurisdictions for about 14 years prior to that.
All right. Well, let's get started with my first question. And it is, what makes you qualified to serve, and what would you consider your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
Well, I hope what I just covered makes me qualified. I've been doing this, as you can see, the gray on top of my head suggests I've been doing it for a very long time, and I have. I've been in the criminal justice system now for approximately 35 years in one form or another. I've been a prosecutor, prosecuted all nature of cases that the district attorney's office here and in Sevier County handled. And I've also been a criminal defense attorney for in excess of 10 years and handled everything from death penalty cases down through misdemeanors. And then for the last 7.5 years have been a judge in Criminal Court Division 3. So I'd like to think my experience, and hopefully others would agree, my temperament makes me qualified for doing what I do.
Thank you. And what do you consider to be the most effective methods for improving court procedures and efficiency?
I think what we've experienced, all of us are frustrated with the pandemic and the change and upheaval that it's caused in our lives. But I think one of the benefits of the pandemic is we've all learned how to do things differently. And one of the benefits that I think we've all received is the ability to do things remotely and by way of video. The Sheriff's Department has built a building, which I understand is going to be up and running within the next 30 days or so, that's going to house a number of video courtrooms. And I think the system has already been streamlined out of necessity, because it had to be for us to stay open during the pandemic. And I think the use of video technology has been a benefit in many different ways.
What additional improvements would you recommend for the future of our judicial system?
I'm not prophetic enough to know. I think ultimately the improvement is probably going to have to come in numbers, because as a population, we keep getting bigger, not smaller. And at some point in time, we're probably going to have more judges. But we're very blessed in Knox County to have a clerk's office who really knows what they're doing. They're very efficient in what they do. And we've been able to stay on top of what has to be done in the criminal justice system.
What is the biggest challenge you see facing the court?
I think what I just said, I think it's a case of numbers. Thankfully, the pandemic, we were able to stay open, keep everything moving. What has backlogged has been a lot of the trials have stacked up. And that's going to be a very big challenge in the immediate future, is to work through all of the cases which should have been tried in the last year and a half to 2 years, but have not been, there was a long hiatus period and we just simply couldn't try them. So I think that's the biggest challenge immediately in front of us, is to try to catch up.
Who are your judicial role models and why?
I don't know. I've got, I think all of us are influenced by people that we've been in front of. I was a young baby lawyer in front of Judges Porter and Ogle in Sevier County, and I'm sure they had influence on me. I've been in front of all the criminal court judges, tried cases here, and each of them had influences on me. The greatest influences in my life have been my family, but I've been very blessed to learn from a lot of talented jurists down through the years.
Thank you. Now, if you would like to make some closing remarks, that would
I
be
don't know
great.
that I really have any. I'm just very thankful and blessed to be doing what I'm doing. And I appreciate the citizens of Knox County having their trust in me.
Thank you.
Thank you.